is coming. When I tell you, if they get 60, that is why their MPs are now, because their people are telling them.
That's a 2024 elections. MPP party in 60 seats in parliament.
Ghanaians are forgiving.
Ghana for ye pa. Omunya 60 seats.
I'm telling you.
Next Ghana for ye pa.
I mean, it's just a good riddance.
Wow. Wow. Just a Ghana for a buffon a bema ye bear said and answer.
Come on, do you want that down well? No, a car I am mini no. Generations yet unborn, you have to come and pay it. Generations yet unborn, you have to come and pay it. It's a complete disaster. But people are not talking. People are just watching. Ghanaians are a patient lot. They buy. This time you cannot go to Bantama and go and rig the election. There's no electoral commissioner who can rig the elections of 2024. It will never happen. It will never happen.
But the same data was used in the last election, and you people claim say they rigged it.
You see, because we thought there was going to be an electoral commission who was going to be above, who had the moral right, moral authority to see that she's above political influences. And we saw it.
She wasn't.
Come on. Let me saw it. Electoral commission who cannot declare. It says, sit here. Everybody should assemble here. I'm coming to declare the result. Then she goes to a comfort zone because she knew what she was doing was wrong. She goes to a comfort zone and announces. You can see the background that is not where the election should be announced. It shows there's something untoward has happened.
But she's still a post. Or 2024.
You see, Ukradua, Uma Bodom Cow. She can be there, but she cannot do what she did in 2020. That I can assure you.
What plans have you put in place in Greater Accra? So be our region. You mentioned Ashanti region, and you keep mentioning also NDC chairman or secretary or near the overhead. So then
that is why we are making sure that our branches are strong. And when you're a party will win an election if the branch, because branch is like the root. If your root is not stronger, the house will burn. If your foundation is not as along the line, you see the cracks. So that's the first principle. And these people, you know, one time Kufa can say, if we don't allow the system, the militants will take over. We are going to train the militants there to police the ballot boxes and make sure that every vote is counted.
Your word is militants.
Militant. Yeah, I mean, it's an English word. Why do you
are going to train militants?
You see, you've taken the word out of context. I said we will train them. Not you see, when you see the word militant, it's an English word. It doesn't connote there you are going to train people with guns and that kind of militant people.
But that's what militancy means.
No, but you have to train people who are very strong, active, are effective.
And to do what?
To police the ballot box. Well, that is where elections are won. Remember Afarijan. It's elections are won at the polling station. So if you go and sleep, like some people slept, or people signing, what do you call it?
Declaration
before even the results are put on. This time it will not happen. So that's the first principle. You have to make sure those things are in place. And when you've done that, half of the job
are they supposed to prevent ballot box snatching, or they themselves will be doing the snatching?
No. The rigging.
The rigging.
The rigging starts from there. Because if we count, NDC has got 2-1-2. MPP has got 1-2-1. You know it's how easy if you're not vigilant.
You can play around them.
You can play around that figure. So that's what I'm saying. The elections,
research across the US, and the research states that US for Biden, they don't like Trump either.
Yes.
He wants to come back.
Yeah.
Trump wants to come back. Yeah. Biden wants to contest. Yes. Same research across why as only Ghana for be doing command or abai or much say when you ask them, do you think the alternative is NDC? They feel we've gone through such challenges, although this time around, as I had been saying what we went through. What would I'm saying NDC doesn't look attractive as you think it is.
I don't believe so. We've got research also that indicates that if you just suppose from Professor Mills' time, President Mahamad's time, out to 2016, you look at the economic indicators. Dollar was 3.6 at that time. Petrol was 14 cedis a gallon, right? Talk about developments. The hospitals that we made. Let's limit ourselves to Greater Accra. Look at the Ghana East Hospital, Dodowa Hospital, University of Ghana, Maritime. Look at the roads, Gifford Road. Look at all the roads look at the interchange. Remember, just to get from Hariza Course bus stop to STC, in those days you can spend about 3 hours.
Traffic.
In the traffic. So when somebody sends you, you don't want to go. Look at what we did today. Look at we truncated or we stopped schools under trees and shifts. There was a shift system in Accra. People would go in the morning, and so look at but our brother said we are our economy. The fundamentals were wrong. And
They're
when you are weak, your foreign
The dollar
exchange
was-
economy and better managers of development. But because our politics is full of lies, even our tenor election now, young boys have cultivated the art of lying. So, you can't accuse somebody JD, because when you repeat a lie over so many times, people tend to believe it. Unless you go to rebut it. And Mama and us were not, because we thought our good deeds would just make us come back to power. But no. There's a free SHS. So Mama me back to school and they want them to go about. But we warn them that the quality of education will come down, and that you have to do a means test so that the haves can pay for their awards and the have-nots will be paid for. So there's a balance. People did not listen to us. Now, I don't hear people. The last time my friends' children had decided, when you go there, these children are always getting different diseases. First, the quality of food is not good. It's like the food given the prisoners, where they sleep full of bed baths because they are crammed into their class dormitories. You understand? So you can imagine a toilet facility made for, say, 100 people. Now, that toilet facility is serving about 500. So some of them have to go to, when it comes and we go there and it's choked, you have to go to the bush. So when you go around the secondary schools, go and see. You understand? So you compare our time to this time. Ghanaians will never tell you that NDC is like MPP. They can never tell you that. Ghanaians are yearning for the return of, and you go through the history of this country. When NDC had ruled this country, they have been developed from Rollins' time, Professor Mills. I mean, this country, except that nipa ho fum nipa. Edu be nipa ahofno. Enwa na ebe catch wa na wo so agedi. Then you do the wrong thing. You made the wrong choices. And when you made the wrong choices, that is where today majority MPP Miss Oforiata exit. And the president, look, something very interesting happened. Look at UK recently. When Boris Johnson was overthrown by his own people, his own ministers resigning every 1 hour. The man realized that the game is up. He went. Then they brought Liz Truss. She had good intentions. But the people said, no, your intentions are wrong. She sacked the finance minister. And one of her ministers, the home secretary, said, if you have sacked your finance minister, then you yourself, you must go. Within 24 hours, she was gone. That is proper accountability. Here you have a situation where your president, he's now saying that his ministers, and we are all seeing that they are rotten eggs. And look at what is happening every day. And he cannot exit his own because their umbilical cord is intertwined and they know what they have done. They've messed the country up. So here you are. NDC is very attractive. People like me and my executives have made NDC so attractive that in the recent reorganization that we did and the branch, you could see the enthusiasm of the people. The recent constituency election, elections went deep in the night and people were still sitting down. Men, women, children, they were all sitting. They were not complaining. It shows you the vibrancy of the party. They attract because these are Ghanaians, and in Accra, in Greater Accra, everybody living in Ghana is here. Because the population is heterogeneous. So these people, what happens here transcends into the other regions. So my sister.
Let me come back to your campaign. There's been a BSA Rojo Metal, it's a campaign team.
No.
He's not.
No. You see, I don't like talking about people who are older than me. I don't know that the last time I saw was when he was drinking tea with what's her name? The electoral commission. That was the last time because myself, after I had drunk the tea, myself, President White, and him, we went to see Mahama, President Mahama in his residence, to tell him that the electoral commission.
That was when he was asked to Yes,
I was there. I was part of the team. I went to JM's house because we were hearing what was going on. So I went to JM to go and find out what was. And when I went there, they were sitting there. And they said they brought a message that G. Mensah wanted to have a word with President Mahama. And then here, behold, we saw on the television that she was announcing the results. But the woman who sent you, she's now announcing the results. And we all took offense at what she was doing. So that was the last time I saw him. After I done the tea. After I done the tea and that's the last time I saw him.
Particularly, more fun is saying, Obia electoral commissioner, Asuma delegate, say Yemra na yene former president, Embetrain and Komo. Na on a message. Now, the next moment, no, Nkomo no deliver a message no crap. Now, Osansu Jet TV so now or declare results. How was the mood like at that time?
It was very offensive. You know, but President Mahama is a gentleman, par excellence. He's a gentleman. If you are left to us, we are neither left wing or right wing. We are moderates. But you see that the moderates can be pushed to a certain stage. And then the militancy, now I'm using a word that you want me to use.
Yes.
The militancy will have come. I said he calmed the waters. Let's use the process. So I got my heart for it. Otherwise, the militancy would have been activated.
But what did you tell Roger?
Oh, at that time, I mean, we're all in a state of flux. So, I mean, I can't remember the conversation I had with him. But we were all surprised because we are bringing the message and the lady is also announcing the results, which we knew that per our records. I mean, if you win Greater Accra,
you've won Ghana.
How did you know? I know, sir, you increased the MP Akunyano to 20, as you said. Any idea? Did you have pink sheets to support?
Oh yes, it was our figures and the anomalies that was taken to court. Because by 2 a.m., me and my colleagues we've got NDC Greater Accra results. We had the system in place that we had. I was at the regional office by 2 p.m. 2 a.m. Well, I'd gone round and I was at elect Kuku because I wanted to beat Okoboy. And I was standing by. I said, "I'll beat you today,"
and it happened.
And I beat him. So after that, I came there, and the results were coming, and we knew. To be honest with you, I even danced. I was so happy and later until the morning when we realized that hey, this boy is Takachi because in all our elections, if you win Greater Accra, the capital, I mean, if you win Florida, look at the American elections. New York, they know that. Sorry, New York and California, they know as for that is
obvious.
It's obvious, but Florida is a toss-up state. So when they are watching the results, and you are winning Florida, certain counties in Florida,
you can tell
that you are winning the election. So you Greater Accra.
Then Central Region come.
Central Region. You see, that time, it's something wrong went. Look at Central Region results. We won 14 seats in Central Region, and we lost 14 presidential seats. That tells you that something untoward happened. They were not interested in the parliament because they knew they were going to, but their eyes were on the, and we took our eye off the ball. That is why experience is very important. You see, so tell our delegates, experience is very, very important. An election machinery, not that because I've got money. No, election is a very serious enterprise, and the nuances that I've told you. We won the presidential, we won the parliamentary, but we lost all. If you had even won about 3-4 presidential votes in Central Region, we could have, per the results that Bamidi Bano, we could have got a second round. Well, you have to keep your and yes, you say be the chairman. Then it is different from having a position, and it's different knowing what to do with the position. I'm Greater Accra with that chairman. No. First, you have to have humility that you can relate to everybody from where they're coming from. It's very important.
Chairman, you're a man of many parts.
Yes.
You do a lot of things. What about Hase Pani and Can football?
Marita or football? Marita.
But football is also you can retire all right. But still, it will grab you one way or the other. I go say Dr. Nyahuta Hotamaku. Although I retired if you near there, you just can't sit.
Yes.
You just can't sit, but also contribute to what is going on in the sporting world, especially in football. Yes, and the idea. One, the league.
It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster.
Our league is a disaster.
It's a disaster. Complete disaster.
How do you see
When was the last time we heard that they are playing football at Accra Sports Stadium? Last week, I'm football Ghana. Obi Waha Sports. I'm ball.
I'm saying Monday night there was an outstanding league match.
What's it?
Derby.
Yeah, but EPL.
Yeah.
Before beginning of the
the season started crying. Now euphoria and everything is there.
Tickets.
Yeah.
Have been
now,
bought.
What Accra Sports Stadium? Why should confirm with nothing? You can even count them on your finger.
Yes, what?
Nails.
That's correct. What is wrong? What is not going well?
Because you've got square pegs in round holes. I say as it is. You've got square pegs. It's the same thing you are saying that, the youth must. Yes, the youth can, but they must learn. If you look at our time that we're in football, had an Abatla, Chawula, Oniba Charles, men.
Experienced.
And that time was skinny football, but we use our resources, our brains to put Ghana. If the money that is in football now, if you had it at that time, we would have won the World Cup. I'm telling you. You see, and there was a progression. You had under 17 being effective, under 18 being effective, 20 being effective before the national team. So you have an array of players to pick from. Foreign players will be about 2-3. So if you are using your local boy, if your league is good, and you are it's good, because look at other countries, Germany, Brazil.
Yeah.
Whom do they use? They don't use foreign players. They use their players whom they have groomed. They play their national league. So when they go out and they come, they are looked as local players.
Yeah.
Ghana. Now people are changing their nationality to play for Black Stars. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The person hasn't lived in Accra or Kumasi or Takra to eat wache in the morning, to drink cocoa and kose in the morning, to smell the gutters and the mosquitoes,
you know,
should be biting them, and then you get your tough skin. Hey, dadaba, brofomba. Hey, dadaba. Then go and collect them and put them together with a blaster. In Kankasa for cheap or muntibi. In Zakadi, a chrome casa for munti.
And language is also part of the game.
Chale, how me pass it?
Yeah. Because if you speak the same English, you also hear the same.
Brace. The language you cry today, Adjusafo, the name of America, or Cabas, brace. Americanization can be a person American. So that is where I said it's a total disaster. There are psychological effects to all these things. And if you miss that, and you say you are spending money, only you are Qatar, not a team.
Not a team.
A collection of people. That's what you have done. I was waiting for Kurasa. We have goalkeeper Mudi Tiposum. Moamu nim goalkeeper Bobana Uru to say. They say Antilo.
Walakoto.
Nana, Asamo.
Chairman.
You could make a Ghana for one penny crack. Baku. Then we say sky here by year road to Mudu Komo, or we are with your bonus akase, and then we see our poverty here. And you are condoning it.
Chairman, league now no. I agree with you to a certain extent, large extent, say local league, a year, it contributes to the performance of the Black Stars, which is the senior national team. Local league, so no. Okay, says Cabin, Cruise no Chesom, says, Sikanim, Amokramoboka.
Because look, you know when I was chairman of Accra Great Olympics, midweek, sometimes I have to park my car at the ministries.
Okay.
And walk to the because the place is choked. There's nowhere I can park my car. So I had to park my car
and walk.
That the league was attractive. And with that, those days, Kakrapo Nimu. Because we make sure that our players, our local players, stay, and our under 17, our under 18, all those things were very attractive. And we had players who also brings supporters. Very attractive. Kingston. So those individual players, Stevie Appiah. So those players, they themselves attract supporters. And then the kind of football that they play, so as a Accra of Olympics, Accra of Kasadi Kotoko. Also, so you have a multiplicity of
effects. Be attractive.
But now I don't even know the players who are playing Ghana football at the league. I think you can tell me one if you know some of them.
So, and they say, Chairman, see out here, Great Olympics. Ultimately, more 4 players to cry. Club, no.
I swear to
currently.
I swear to
I for my chairman, pa.
I mean, I just want to find Kofa. Friends, more pants are bigger than their waist. The pants is bigger than them. They are wrong.
You heard the issue of coaching.
no homo.
You were you know.
Angel.
Sawe.
Oh.
No ntitwi.
So wa babo blasters pen.
Oh,
Wa bre so kra obebo bi.
No kabro for no kajeba.
So una be ka tire yo. Ye coach no o say o Dubai.
Serious.
Yafa omo miensa na yafa 4 de aka ho 7.
7 coaches. Hey. Oh, there's conflict of interest there. You know the conflict?
No.
Oh, idea. Mr. Idea. Mr. Idea. 7 of us. Who's the head coach?
Otuado.
Sir. And Yamin Dio Mwini. No.
Chama, ade ba kwa ma me kofa coaching asemi bae had to do with who must handle the Black Stars. A foreign coach, a local coach, a former player, or what? Na as a lot of occasions, you know, so for say local coaches, you know, and players, you know, kind of respect the man na our fam. Foreigners, no mumba yeah, respect. So even the nation crown bargaining and paying crap crown. You for local one, you ye. You for foreign one, yeah, dollars, bebre, and yeah, there.
That's the mentality.
What's the type of coach? No. Obet me Boagan. Is a foreign coach, a local coach, or a former player like Utuado, Wabo club, Wabo team neda.
Now look at our other countries. Their coaches. They are all local coaches. When you go to Brazil, it's a Brazilian. When you come to England,
it's an English.
When you go to Germany,
German.
You go to Turkey,
Turkish.
Good. Which means you must have a structure, a system of training your coaches locally for them to mature.
Okay.
You must have the root of coaching because they are all those I've mentioned in the other country. They are all footballers. They played in the national teams.
Okay.
And then they went to their coaching schools and they were nurtured and then they are picked to go and train their national teams. But the black man,
Angel,
and they are brought for some. You go for a brand new coaching brand. You go for a Ghana and you cry, my coach. You go for Ghana and young Ghana. And we are supposed to run our country with our own Ghanaian mentality. It transcends down to everything. If the country hasn't got its own mentality, hasn't got its own tradition, we will be where we are today. And that's what Kwame Nkrumah, he said, the black man is capable of ruling himself. So the black man. So we started. That is why he opened the schools. By that time, schools are Ghana, so they were limited. Until the first one, yes, he opened the doors of education. And that we must be educated here. If when you go, you have to come back to have the Ghanaian mentality. And it was going on. His minister, Kobedu, said, you name them, they were not people with letters. They didn't go to Harvard or did they go to Yale. But those we sent to Harvard and the Yale, what are they doing? Because it's to African mentality. We have to, as quickly as possible, go to the roots. Otherwise, obe coach you there, obe brainy system. Okay, Coach Ade of blessed memory. Okay, Coach Malik of blessed memory. Okay, Jemfi of blessed memory. Go and look at their records. CK Jemfi. Go and look at their records. These were homebred coaches who made us win trophies. Homebred coaches. Go and bring all the foreign coaches. Have you won anything? You see, you people, it's unfortunate that I have to go. But I can spend the whole day with you here. And I'll educate Ghanaians. I hope they are listening. Some of us have got institutional memories. Some of us have got the experience. Some of us know how things should be done. Unfortunately, our system does not identify and allow the us. I've told you, I've gone. Me, if I'm a GFA chairman, I'm not going to bring a white coach. I will not. Because when I was playing, I was doing Olympics. The coaches were Ghanaian. So, and what were they playing? Football. So why do you have to go and bring a white man to come and do the same thing? You are totally, it's a misfit. Total misfit. So that's why I'm taking you. It's a total misfit.
Chairman, I'm saying on the issue of the game,
Yes.
the sports, you have to come back after the election.
Yes.
We hope and pray that you win this one
yes.
too.
Chairman, what that number saying?
Number two.
Number two. But
Sign of victory.
yes. Comment me, just one comment.
Yes.
Also, Kwamina, please, we know all what he's saying and what is going on in this country. Now, what we want to know is what they will do when they come into power to ease this crisis the country is facing.
Let me tell him what we are going to do. First and foremost, we are going to make this country work again. This country must work.
Angel.
We must stop the excessive borrowing. See, when the country is working, you can generate more revenue. 24/7. In Europe, they do double shift. In China, they do double shift. Why is it that in this part of the world,
You're doing one
9
shift.
to 5, and then we've closed, and then you see all of us in a bar, beer bar, drinking?
Angel.
Why is we a third world country? Why is your economy should be 24/7, 24 hours working, the factory, production, manufacturing? Understand?
Yeah.
We have to start looking at our agricultural sector. The piecemeal farming, or what do you call it?
Mechanized.
The peasant farming.
Peasant farming.
Must stop. So you do a cooperative, and then you mechanize the farming for them. There are so many things that we can do. We should start looking at the things that we are good in producing, and at a cheaper rate, so that the ones that are coming from outside cannot even compete with them.
Okay.
You don't have to go and borrow and consume, and that's what this government. So tell him you will make.
But Chairman, when you say this, somebody will say, "Oh, but you were in power for 8 years,
Yes.
4 years mills. It wasn't even for completely. Mahama took over, and yeah, why were these things not done? NDC was borrowing as well.
No, Ahmad, we were borrowing judiciously, and the borrowing were accounted for. They were used for the project. I've just told you. Look at Terminal 3. Look at our airport before. Now, when people enter Ghana, they are so happy. Because I was always wondering, why is that when you go to certain airports, when you get out of the plane, you walk through a tunnel. But Ghana, you have to step down, put in a bus. The weather is already hot. The bus is not air conditioned. But look at what we have done. That even forced Nigeria to also do their airport. They built a new airport because they realized that we are taking business from them. You know, I've given you the interchanges. And look at the plans that we had put in place to ensure that this is. That is why we made sure that there was enough power, because one of our problems at that time was Dumso. So we took it upon ourselves to make sure so that we can have cheaper energy. President Mahama said that now we are suffering with foreign currency. But when we are doing the power, we're extending the lines to as far as Burkina Faso and Mali beyond, so that we export power. So by now, our foreign exchange, we had money, our balance of payment will be strong enough to cushion what is happening. Yeah. Hail Mary. They stopped the projects. And they were so tell the person that the NDC is a better option. They said they have the men. You saw of Akoto, one of their former. He said, "Where are they? Have you seen that tape?"
Yeah.
He said, "We haven't got the men."
I'm saying fake. And you're one
You see, did you put it to street proof? How can the man be sitting down talking and you say it's fake?
They say he's not well. No.
And I see himself come to deny it.
Well, matter said deny.
And the bar. Madam.
Yes.
Can you drink medicine for the sick person?
No.
Thank you very much.
Chairman Ade Koka, Greater Accra Regional Chairman.
2024, Do you believe John should be the one?
Yes. Yes, and yes again. If the man has taken us from 4 million to 6 million, the man has got a record. Like those who are contesting, I say, what is your record? Even your record at the constituency level, what is your record there? So the person coming, what is, you see, you have to take time to be groomed. So on what, on what legacy are you come to talk about if you are contesting John?
Or whose legacy will you?
On whose legacy?
But it's a democratic party. So
That is why at this moment of time, in our democracy that we also believe in, we believe John is the man to go forward. Those who are coming, and for some of them are even blah 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 blah.
Okay, and then the party also preparing for the chairmanship. Do you have any particular pick there?
We will cross the bridge when
we get there. Chairman, you can see us here. That's
order number 2.
NDC delegates are more Greater Accra, more about to also this very Sunday. Tema Sports Stadium. Tema Sports Stadium.
AstroTurf.
Okay.